Dear students, in this video let us discuss about index numbers. Introduction. Formerly, the index number was constructed by an Italian, Mr. Corley, in 1764 to compare the changes in the price for the year 1750, which was the current year, with the price level in 1500, which was the base year, in order to study the impact of discovery of America on the price level in Italy. So here this study was made to find out the impact of discovery of America on the price level in the Italian market. So initially index numbers were designed to study the changes in the purchasing power of money, but today it is used in every field. So today index number plays a very important role and it is used in each and every field to find out the relative changes. Let us discuss the meaning. Index numbers are statistical devices designed to measure the relative change in the level of a variable or group of variables with respect to time, geographical location, or other characteristics such as income, profession, etc. Repeat, index numbers are statistical devices. It's a statistical instrument which is designed to measure the relative changes in the level of a variable, say for example price, or group of variables with respect to time, geographical location, or other characteristics such as income, profession, etc. The level of variable, the price of a particular commodity. Okay, so index number it's a statistical device which is used to measure the relative changes in the price of say for example a commodity, either for example furniture, or say for example prices of land, etc. So this is called as index number. For example, if the index numbers of wholesale price of vegetables in 2009 as compared to 2010 is 140, this implies that the wholesale price of vegetables in the 2019 has increased by 40% of the level in 2010. So when you compare the prices of 2019, the prices have increased by 40%. This is what the use of index number is. So 2010 in our example is the base year, and 2019 we call it as current year. Now let us move on to discuss the definition. According to Ronald, index numbers are quantitative measures of growth of prices, production, inventory, and other quantities of economic interest. Okay, the variables which are having an economic interest, so for them the index number will help you to find out the quantitative measures of growth or growth in those items. Say for example it would be the prices of commodities, say for example the production, the profitability, the inventory, etc. So this index number will help you to find out the increase in all these variables. Now let us discuss the features of index numbers. Index numbers are specialized averages. Okay, so for different types of commodities or for different types of items, or different averages are used because their scale of measurement would be different or something like that. So therefore index numbers are specialized type of averages. Index numbers are expressed in ratios, but for the purpose of comparison, so normally they are expressed in percentage. See for example in the previous example, price between wholesale price between for vegetables between 2010 and 2019. So taking 2010 as a base, the index number was 240. 40 means that is 40, it has increased by 40%. So normally index numbers are expressed in percentages. They study the effect of factors that cannot be measured directly. So here this is one of the important uses of index number. They will study the effect of factors that cannot be measured directly or easily. So it facilitates the comparison, so you can use it as a tool for comparison. That is another important feature of index number. Now let us discuss the uses of index numbers. It helps in framing suitable economic and business policies. So government of India or state government, so when they design the economic policies or business organizations, when they design the business policies, they widely use index numbers. It reveals trend and tendencies relating to the business. When you calculate the index number of the profit performance of a particular company or industry, so this tells you about the growth of industry. That is one of the uses of index number. It is important in forecasting future economic activities. So of course, index numbers are based on the past or base years. So based on that, index numbers are calculated and they will help you to forecast about the future activities. They help in measuring the purchasing power of the money. So they will help you to measure whether the purchasing power of the money has increased or decreased. They are used by the India government to frame suitable policies regarding fixation of bank rates or taxation or imports or exports, etc. Index numbers measure change in the cost of living of different groups of people. So this will help us to find out the cost of living of the different groups of people in the society. Now let us discuss the types of index numbers. So there are three important types. The first one is price index numbers. So price index numbers measure the general changes in the price of articles in the current period as compared to that of the base period. So that is called as price index number, and usually price index number is denoted by capital letter P01. So they measures the general changes in the prices of articles in the current period as compared to the base period. For example, current period, if it is 2020 and if you take the base period as a 2010, then price index will help you to find out the general changes in the price of articles in the 2019 as compared to the prices of 2010. Similarly, the second one is quantity index number. So here this will study the relative change in the volume of goods produced or consumed or distributed. So instead of changes in the prices, so here we are going to measure the changes in the volume of goods produced or consumed or distributed. And quantity index numbers are denoted by quantity Q01. Then value index number. So they study the relative changes in the total money value, that is price multiplied by quantity so of production. So it is denoted by V01. So methods of constructing index numbers. So there are two important methods. The first one is simple or unweighted index numbers. So in this there is no weights are not being used. So under this simple or unweighted index number, there are two methods: simple aggregative index numbers, and the second one is simple average relative index number. Under weighted index numbers, there are two methods again: weighted aggregative index numbers, and one more is weighted average relative index number. Now let us move on to discuss the price index numbers. So the first one is simple or unweighted price index number, which we saw just in the previous slide. So in that, the first one is simple aggregative method. So here the price index can be calculated like this with this formula: P01 is equal to summation P1 divided by summation P0 into 100. So here P1 means the price of the current year and P0 is the price of base year. Similarly, second one, simple average relative method. Under this there are two methods. So in the first method we will use arithmetic mean, and in the second case we will use geometric mean. Okay, so therefore the formula is P01 is equal to summation capital letter P divided by L. So what is capital letter P? Capital letter P is equal to summation P1 divided by summation P0 into 100. Okay, next one is simple geometric mean index number. So P01 is equal to anti-log into summation log P divided by N. Among these two methods, under simple arithmetic mean and geometric mean index number, so geometric mean index method is very accurate, which gives the most accurate result, and but it's very difficult to calculate, and therefore normally arithmetic mean index number is popularly used in the calculation of index numbers. Now under second category is weighted aggregate price index numbers. So there are different methods. In the first one is there are different or very popular methods are there, but the most popular method we are going to discuss here. The first one is last year's price index number. So here base year quantity is are used as the weights in this case, because this is a weighted aggregate price index number. So we will take the base year's quantity as the weights. So this is the formula. P01 is equal to summation P1 Q0 into summation P0 Q0 multiplied by 100. See, as I mentioned earlier, so here Q0, that is base year quantities, are taken as the weights. Let us move on to the second method, purchase price index in index. So here current year's quantities are used as weights. So instead of base year, here current year's quantities are used as weights. So here therefore the formula is P01 is equal to summation P1 Q1 into summation P0 Q1 multiplied by 100. So instead of Q0 we are using P1. Rest of the things are as it is like the previous formula. Okay, the third important method is the purchase price index number. It is the geometric mean of last year's method and past year's index number method. Okay, so therefore P01 is equal to square root of last year's price index into past year's price index number. Now let us work out the problem. Problem number 1. So compute last year's purchase and Fisher index number for 2000 from the following data. So we are given with the data of 2 years, 1995 and 2000. So commodities are A, B, C, D and E. The prices of the base year 6, 2, 4, 10, 8, and the quantity of the base year 50, 100, 60, 30, 40. So price of current year 10, 2, 6, 12 and 12. Quantity of current year 56, 120, 60, 24 and 36. With this information we are supposed to find out the three index numbers, last year's, past year's and Fisher index number. Okay, so I have shown you the table as it is. Okay, so now we have to have some of the information like P01 into P1, P01 into Q1, Q0 into P1, Q0 into Q1. First we need P0 into P1, then P0 into Q1, we need P0 to Q0, then P0 into Q1, and similarly we need P1 into Q0, then P1 into Q1. So let us find out them. The first one is P0 Q0, the current year's base year's price into base year's quantity. So calculation is shown here. So 50 into 60, 300, 100 into 2, 200, 60 into 4, 240, like that. So the sum of this is 1360. Then we have calculated P0 into Q1, base year's price into current year's quantity. So here base year's price 6 into 56, 336, 2 into 120, 240, 4 into 60, 240, 10 into 24, 240, 8 into 36, 288. Then in the next column we'll calculate P1 into Q0. So here P1 is the current price into the base quantity. So here base quantity is 50, 50 into 10, so 500, 100 into 2, 200, 6 into 60, 360, 12 into 30, 360, and 40 into 12, 408. Last one supposed to be calculated is P1 Q1. So here current year price into current year quantity. So here 10 into 56, 560, 2 into 120, 240, 60 into 6, 360, 24 into 12, 288, and last one is 36 into 12, 432. Now let us calculate one by one. The first one is Laspey's method. Okay, the formula is this. So P01 is equal to summation P1 Q1 divided Q0 divided by summation P0 Q0 into 100. So sum of P1 Q0 as per the table it is 1900, and sum of P0 Q0 in the first column, so it is 1360. So the answer is therefore 139.71. Now let us calculate past year's price index number. So P01 is equal to summation P1 Q1. So P1 Q1 sum is 1088 and divided by sum P0 Q1. Sum P0 Q1 is 1344 into 100. So the answer is 139.88. Next one is Fisher's price index number. So this is the geometric mean of last year's price index and past year's price index number. So since we have already calculated these two, simply we can put them into the formula. Last year's price index number is 139.71 multiplied by past year's price index number is 139.88. So therefore the final answer is 139.7949. Now we'll move on to problem number 2. Compute last year's past year's Fisher index number for 2004 from the following data. So in this case 2000 is the base year and 2004 is the current year. Okay, we'll move on to the solution. So problem is here. So current year's price 22, 19.5, 16, 13 and 10, and current year's quantities are 110, 120, 150, 240 and 45. Base year's price 18, 13, 12, 10, 7, and quantity of the base year is 100, 85, 120, 160 and 30. Okay, so they are repeated here. So first of all we need the required items to put it in the formula. So the first one is P0 Q0. We have calculated them, so 100 into 180 like that. So the sum of that is 6155. Then we calculate P0 into Q1. So current year's price into current year's quantity into base year's price, 18 into 110, so this is equal to 1980. So similarly 13 into 120, so 1560. Okay, similarly next we'll calculate P1 Q0, current year's price into base year's quantity, so 2200, 1657.5 and like that. So sum of that is 8157.5. and last one is P1 Q1, so current year's price into current year's quantity. So this is the values, and the sum of that is 10,730. Now let us calculate one by one. The first one is last year's method. Okay, so here the sum of P1 Q0 is 8157.5 divided by sum of P0 Q0 is 6155. The answer is 132.53. So next one is past year's price index number. So here the required items are like P1 Q1. So sum of P1 Q1 is 10,730 divided by P0 Q1. P0 Q1 is 8055, and therefore the answer is 133.21. The last one is Fisher's price index number. So you take the root of last year's and past year's price index number. So here past year's price index number is 133.21 and last year's price index number is 132.53. When you multiply by them and take the root of that, it comes to 132.87. Now another important concept comes under index number is cost of living index numbers or consumer price index numbers. Okay, what do you mean by consumer price index number? So consumer price index number is the index number of the cost met by a specified class of consumers in buying a basket of goods and services. When a class of consumers buy the products, goods and services, the cost met by them is called as the consumer price index. So here the basket of goods and services are nothing but the goods and services required in the day-to-day life of a specified class of consumers. Okay, a group of consumers. So when they buy, the cost incurred by them is called as the consumer price index. Here the class of consumer means the group of consumers having almost identical pattern of consumption. So that is the meaning of identical customers or group of customers here. The group of customers or the class of consumers means the group of consumers having almost identical pattern of. So the methods of computing cost of living index numbers. So here the first one is aggregative expenditure method, which is similar to the last year's method. And here the base year's quantity of commodity consumed is taken as the base, like the last year's method. So this is a formula. So the same formula is repeated. Last year's formula is repeated here. So this need not be explained in detail again. Second method is family budget method. So here the formula is like this: CLI, that is consumer living index or consumer price index, is equal to summation WP divided by summation W. W means here weights and P means the price. Okay, so here, or the other formula is summation P1 divided PQ0 divided by summation P0 Q0 if into 100. If you look into the second formula to find out the family budget, which is nothing but the formula which we have used in the previous method. Therefore both the methods are identical. Okay, when there is a question on computation of cost of cost of living index numbers, so any method you can apply here. So under both the methods, so the formulas are same. But suppose if the grouped weight is given, then in that case this formula has to be used. That is summation WTP divided by summation W. This weight is to be taken as the base quantity. So therefore here P0 100, 85, 75, 61 and P1 is equal to 125, 150, 115 and 91 current year's price, and P0 means base year price and Q0 means base quantity. So now this is the formula to find out the consumer price index number. So is equal to, yeah, of course, last year's formula. So for this we need P1 Q0 and P0 Q0. So let us move on to calculate them. The first one is P0 Q0. So the answer what we get is like 2000. Sum of that is 2252. And similarly we need the sum of P0 Q0, P1 Q0. So in the next column we have that P1 Q0, 1250, 920, 690, 182, and therefore the sum of them is 3042. Now let us put them into the formula, so that this is the calculation of that. So P1 Q0 is equal to 3042 divided by P0. Sum of P0 Q0 is equal to 2252 multiplied by 100, and therefore the consumer price index number is 135.08. Second formula, using the following data calculate the cost of living index. So here, okay, as I mentioned earlier when I was discussing about the formulas of consumer price index, see of the family budget. So when the group data is given, so here we have to use summation WP divided by summation W. So that formula is applicable here. You can't use that last phase formula here. Okay, so price index is 200 of food, HR 250, clothing 150, fuel 250 and miscellaneous 200 is given, and their weights are 20, 10, 5, 10 and 5. So here the items are given, and so we have to find out W into P. So W into P is equal to 4000, 2500, 720, 2500 and 1000. So the answer is 10,750. So when we put them into the formula, so we will get this calculation. So 10,750 divided by 50 is equal to 215. So here weights of the total of weights is 50, and sum of weight and price, weight into price, is equal to 10,750. Therefore the final answer is 215. Okay, so next one is compute consumer price index number for the year 2005 with the base year 2000 by using the following data. So here prices of base year and current year is given, and expenditure of the base year is given. So what is missing is here is the base year's quantity is missing. So base year's quantity is supposed to be find out. So that is Q0. So it's very simple. Expenditure means expenditure of base year means base year's quantity multiplied by base year's price. So therefore when it is divided, P0 into Q0 divided by P0, we will get Q0. So we'll do that. Okay, so here P0 into Q0, the sum of that is 1720. So the formula that we need to use is like summation P1 Q1 divided by P0 Q0. So we need P1 into Q0 and P0 into Q0. So for that we need Q0. Let us find out first Q0. So this is the Q0. The first one is 600 divided by 200 is equal to 3. Then 80 divided by 42, then 40 divided by 10, 4, then 600 divided by 50 is equal to 12, and 400 divided by 100, 4. So now we can calculate the required items. So P1 Q0, P0 Q0. P1 Q0 we have calculated here. 3 into P1 is 280 into 3 is equal to 840, then 2 into 50, 100, then 4 into 12, 48, and 12 into 61, 720, and the sum of that is 2188. And therefore we will get the answer like this. So P0 Q0, it is already there, directly given in the formula problem. So 2000 P1 Q0, the answer is 2188. And P0 Q0 total is 1720 into 100. So therefore the answer is 127.21.